What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Saiffers BPat podcast. My name is BPat. I am deflating like a balloon, but I'm ready to air it all out and get back to business. Last couple days have been kind of fucking with me, but we're gonna turn it around. Me and Saiffers are gonna be going over the quarterfinals? Yeah, the quarterfinals of
Yes, sir.
WTA Berlin and WTA Birmingham. I'll let you just start us off, get us going because I'm kind of like a runaway train right now, so I'm gonna let you take over. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. But I'm not about to be if you keep talking down on yourself like that.
Okay. I'll
Um,
stop. I'll stop.
yeah, no, it's I don't like it. But no, I'm doing good. I'm excited for these matches. I'm generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with how my reads have been. However, I feel like I can be doing a lot better, and maybe you feel the same way too, which is okay. But it's important to be positive and
Yeah,
have sort of a positive outlook for the rest of well this tournament these tournaments especially, but also moving forward in the grass season for sure.
yeah.
Um, Without further ado, we can get straight into it and sort of instead of recapping the round or two that we missed, we can sort of bring it up when we introduce the players for the chips.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
So um all right, coolio. We're gonna start in Berlin. First match of the day is Belinda. Okay. Here's the thing. So we all know her name is bum ass Belinda Bencic, right?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. Okay, here I don't know if I can call her that anymore. And look, I don't I don't think she's a bum ass. I'll be honest. I don't think. I think we need to change her name to her actual Belinda Bencic
Okay.
because I think she's
Temporarily.
earned it. At least she doesn't deserve to be called you know a bum ass Belinda Bencic. But anyway, look,
Time will tell. Time will tell.
um, she played really good. Um, yeah, I mean, yes, of course it will. But I mean, I know it was only Petra Martic she beat last round, but that was the best game I've seen her play since her return to the tour. Um, she went like AFK, I mean AWOL, I guess, or like she was gone for a while, and and she came back and she was sort of like eh, but then she was like really bad for a little bit, hence her name. And but now that was the best game I've seen from her since probably 2018, late 2018 or early 2019, something like that. She played Petra Martic. I mean, it's only Petra Martic, but she played a hell of a game, to be honest. And I loved her enthusiasm. One of the things I don't like about her usually is her bad attitude. But I get in the previous round against Petra Martic, um, she had a okay attitude. I'm not even gonna say great, but I mean that's a major improvement for Belinda Bencic. Usually she has a piss poor attitude, which I really don't like to see in players. Um, but it looks like she was kind of settled down and just focused on her tennis, and she did a really good job, man. She played a really good match, from first point to last, and I was really impressed. However, there's a big however. Having said all that, um, I like Alexandrova tomorrow, and here's why.
Oh,
And look,
I was waiting for you to introduce the matchup. You never introduced it.
oh really? I didn't.
No, but that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, okay. So it's Belinda Bencic versus Ekaterina Alexandrova. Um, and I like Alexandrova. Well, I having already discussed Bencic, I can now just go straight into why I like Alexandrova. Um, but Alexandrova played Elena Svitolina, which nowadays we shouldn't call a big win or a good win by any means. But like how we usually um, praise these players. It's not who you beat, it's how you beat them. And I think it was a very comprehensive win as well. And she was just firing in all cylinders, and her game seems to be suited to the grass. Um, Now she generally has an advantage against players like Svitolina, because Svitolina usually is a patient player with not a lot of power who doesn't really go for winners, just waits for you to sort of either fuck up or or hit a winner yourself. which Alexandrova did a fantastic job of. Alexandrova's super patient, and it really pays off on grass, and she could find her winners, and for once she was actually serving well. And her new dress is super sexy. And yo, I like this. She played Bencic earlier this year, Stuttgart on clay. It was a second round match for both of them as well, or I guess a non first round match as well. And I like the same here too. Generally speaking, Belinda Bencic, as good as she looked, I doubt that she can string two good matches together like in a row. It's very unexpected we see her play uh, very good tennis for two matches in a row. I remember I got baited into her in the French Open, where she looked fantastic one round, and then 2 days later, she was baby food. So I think Alexandrova is the move here. Um, I think you might agree with me. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. I mean, looking at the like obviously their previous matchup this year was on clay, and Bencic didn't really have that great of a clay year. I mean, Alexandrova didn't like show off by any means during the clay season, but I think she's a little bit better of a clay player. But I mean, looking at it, I don't want to overthink it. Yes, Bencic beat Martic, but when you're looking at Martic's game, she only had like a little spurt of life this year. Like she started off pretty terribly, and then she kind of got things going on clay, and then came to grass and uh, didn't really impress at all. And then Alexandrova came out expected to be probably a closer match against Kalinskaya. Came out, got the job done pretty quickly, 6-3, 6-2, and then beat Svitolina like you said, 6-4, 7-5. And I think yes, Svitolina isn't at the top of her game, but I think it's still impressive for her to win in straights, especially with how many matches I've seen on grass just be tight and the better player not necessarily pull away. A lot of three setters, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want to overthink it. I think Alexandrova is the better informed player here. And I think that Bencic will slightly regress. Yeah, so I would go Alexandrova money line.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty straightforward pick that, like you said, doesn't require overthinking. I hope she gets it. She actually opened as a bigger favorite, and I'm actually glad that that's a smaller number now. That doesn't concern me at all. I think she was minus 150 to start, and she's now minus 130 from what I can see.
It's just better odds
And
for
I'm
us.
pretty happy with that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on. Next match in Berlin is, excuse me. Okay, next match in Berlin is Garbini Muguruza versus Alize Cornet. Um, yo, I have some very high praise for Cornet. Her last two matches, she was nothing short of phenomenal. She beat Anisimova in the first round 6-3, 6-1. Um, and I know Anisimova is super inconsistent, but she's got bags of talent. And for Cornet to beat her 6-3, 6-1, is definitely impressive. And to sort of prove that it wasn't a fluke, she beat Andreescu also in straights, a lot closer though, 7-6, 7-5. Um, I think those two wins together are super, super impressive. Definitely a lot more impressive, honestly, than uh, Muguruza's wins over Cristeo and Rebecca, which were also in straights. Um, but I feel like I closely watched her match against Rebecca today, Muguruza, um, and I wasn't loving it. She was serving better, and her double faults were sort of down. She didn't hit any aces, however, from what I can remember. Um, I
No
I
double faults
I'm
either.
not overly impressed with Muguruza's. What? Sorry,
No double faults either.
no aces and no double
Yeah,
faults.
70% first serve in, which is pretty impressive. Hello.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No,
Okay.
that is definitely impressive. I know. I before we went live, I said something not so nice about you liking Cornet +5. Um, I definitely think that's a good move. Alizé Cornet really looks unstoppable for some reason, and I know she's not the greatest, and I might be like taking the bait. She played really good one game, and then she backed it up. Can she do it a third time? Honestly, she might have to play, like even if she plays half as good as she did against Anisimova and Andreescu, if she plays half as good against Muguruza, I like her to cash this bet, which is for her to win a set plus 1.5 sets is plus 140. I really think that has really really good value. Uh, plus 140. Um, I think Muguruza winning in straights is minus 185, and honestly, that sounds unlikelier than Cornet to win a set, in my opinion. So I'm kind of confused at that line. Um, I guess it makes sense as most 5 game favorites. Usually their 2-0 is quite inflated. Minus 5, it's sort of like a given that they win in straights. So I think the +5 is a good move, and I think for her to win a set is also a good move. I mean, if she does win a set, um, I think it's like 98% likely that she'll cover the +5. But she can also cover the +5 without winning a set. So, um, I think both are good bets. I think it's worth exploring a Cornet bet, and that over 20 is very appealing. So, definitely looking to back Cornet one way or another here for sure.
See, I'm really torn. I kind of slightly disagree with you that it's really that overinflated. I think if Muguruza wins the first set, she's gonna easily 2-0. And I feel like that five
Mm.
number is tough. Like I think I would lean Cornet for sure, just because it is such a large number, and what I've seen on these grass courts is that matches are a lot closer. Um, Muguruza, I think the wins that she had were very impressive. Kirstea crumbles in the second set when she loses, so that's kind of different. Rebecca has been pretty solid as of late, but I wasn't able to see the match, so I don't know exactly how that played out. Cornet prior to like grass season was pretty bad all year, but I mean she's like showing some signs of life. 6-3, 6-1 is no joke against Anisimova, and Anisimova isn't really like she's no Andreescu, Rebecca, Muguruza, but she's a quality player that shouldn't go down that easily. And then beating Andreescu is to me kind of a question mark at the moment. She's shown some
Yeah,
promise when she came back, playing some kind of no-name players, but other than that, she's all of her losses. She's just lost really tight matches. So I mean, I don't really know what to expect from that, how to read that. Um, I want to lean Muguruza here, but I just don't know if I can because 5 is such a large number for these courts on the grass courts. So I think I'll probably end up going Cornet +5. I personally don't think she'll win a set. Um, and I'm almost hesitant to take the +5 just because I mean, it's more of an emotional, like I want Muguruza to win, but I think it's more likely that Muguruza will ball out and Cornet won't show up than vice versa. I don't know. Kind of tough.
I don't
Kind
know,
of
man.
tough.
Having watched both of Cornet's matches and Muguruza's one against Rebecca today, um, I think Cornet means business. Now, the only thing that worries me is that we may see some regression from her. I think her being a little older, it's sort of hard to maintain that level, and she has been rather inconsistent. But what if I told you she wins this game, bro? I
I
mean, I'm
wouldn't
I'm not
believe
gonna
you.
play that, but honestly, I would. No, I wouldn't. Look, listen, man, I wouldn't rule that out. In all honesty, man. As I always say, I have seen crazier things happen, and I look for her to win a set or cover 5, um, or hit over 20. I definitely think that's possible. Um, in all honesty, I mean to cover 5, she needs to get 7 games, like a 6-4, 6-3 or something, and then I mean that pushes it, right? But I think she can do a lot better than that, to be honest. I mean, if you say it like that I don't know, Muguruza wins 6-4, 6-3. I'm not uh
I'm
Totally
mad.
buying that. And I know that sounds crazy because it's Muguruza versus Kone, but I don't know, man. I feel like her game against Rebecca today, she was sort of really fortunate on some of the points. I mean, Rebecca being 1 for 7 on break points is insane, and Muguruza was 3 for 3
Four
on
for
break
five.
points.
4 for 5. But I mean, one
Three
her 1 for 7.
3 for 3 before the last one
Okay.
that won her the game, and the one that won her the game, Rebecca was up. I mean, she was still a breakdown, but she was serving to stay in the set. I think she went 40-15 up, and then she just said, "Nah, fuck it. Why am I about to, I'm not about to try and fucking sort of tank that game." But prior to that, for the entire course of the match, Muguruza was 3 for 3. I mean that is good. I mean you get break points, you convert them right away. Um, but you don't see that often. What if she missed a couple of those?
I mean, she
Like
she
how
may have had
Rebecca missed six
opportunities prior
at
to
really
that. But I can't.
crucial and opportune times, to
You
be
can't
honest.
always look at it as them missing the point. It's also the other person saving the serve. So I don't know. I feel like it's hard to just look at that number and like assume, because not every time Rebecca is facing has the opportunity to break, is it her fault that she doesn't break? It's also Muguruza fighting
Yes.
back, and then if Muguruza doesn't win all three of those break points, she may have opportunities after that. So she could be 3 for 6, and it could be the exact same situation as 3 for 3. Do you-
I totally understand what you're saying. But Rabakina and the second set had break points, I believe, in every single Muguruza service game. Maybe not the first one, but at least the last three, or I guess the last two, she had break points. And it might have been every Muguruza service
Nah, only she had it in
game in the
three,
second set. She had
three of
break
them.
points. And I mean, if she had converted only in three of them,
Yeah.
3 out of the 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if she converted one of them, man, I feel like I don't know, man. That could have been a totally different game, in all honesty.
Yeah. She was 0
And
for
no, they
6
were
in the second set on breaks.
horrible. Yeah, no, I was pulling my hair, bro. I have very little hair on my head, and I was pulling that shit, bro. Um. Anyways,
Yeah.
um.
Let's not stay here too long. Let's move on.
Yeah, no, that'll be a good one. Yo, these Berlin games, I see what you were saying now. I don't know how I was thinking Birmingham was about to beat Liddy. I mean, it low-key was at the start, and Berlin was kind of slow. Um, but yeah,
This is where the peeps are
this
at.
little, yeah, bro, this little four-pack in Berlin. Unfortunately, it's not all back-to-back tomorrow. There's a little gap between this Muguruza Cornet match and the next one. But I mean, it should be good nonetheless. And if we get two close games to start, there really won't be a gap. But anyway, so the third match of Berlin is Madison Keys versus Ludmila Samsonova. All right, man. I don't. I
This
need
is
someone to
weird.
tell me that Keys is only favored because of her name, bro. I mean, she beat Sabalenka, and and 40 Grand Slam finalist. Yeah, bro, Samsonova's gonna beat this chick, and
I don't know. I
Samsonova.
don't know if there's enough evidence to make that a clear cut thing.
No, bro. She's unreal, man. She's playing super well, bro. And this is like, she beat Konya, like in a crazy good match in qualies, and then she came here and just killed people, bro. I mean, Kudermetova did not stand a chance. Kudermetova had 0 break points against Ludmila, who served so fucking well, bro. And she's
Samson
just a beast, bro. She's a tank,
Samsonova had 50% serve percentage. That's pretty rough.
bro. Yes, but Kudermetova had 0 break points, bro.
Yeah, didn't
I
even.
mean, that's bro.
Yeah,
She didn't even sniff shit, bro, in any of her service games. I mean, really, this could have been like 6-1, 6-2, both sets, in all honesty. Um, but beat Konya in a crazy one in qualies, and then Vondrusova in straights and Kudermetova in straights. Um, and I'm sorry, but Kudermetova and Vondrusova are far better than Madison Keys. Now, just to play devil's advocate and sort of, discuss both sides of the coin. Madison Keys, as we saw against Sabalenka, her return game is fantastic, which will help her against Samsonova, who has a lot of power, and when she hits first serves, they're pretty big, and Keys' return game might sort of set her up well for the rallies that ensue after the serve. But I don't know, man. I just there's so much value on on Ludmilla and Madison Keys. I don't want to say her win against Sabalenka um, is a fluke or anything like that, or that it wouldn't happen again, or I don't want to read too much into it or give her too much credit for it. But I don't know, man. Samsonova, she's what, like plus 160 or so.
Yeah.
Wow, and only 3 games. Yeah, I like both of those honestly, and I wouldn't really fuck with the over either because she's been winning in straights against players overall better than Keys. Even though Keys has more to say in her return games than Kudermetova and Vondrusova, but I don't know, man.
I mean, as I'm looking at it now, I definitely kind of agree with you that Samsonova has a good chance, especially with what her line is at. I mean, plus 170 on my other book. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have anything else to say before I kind of dive in?
No, it's okay. No,
Okay.
I'm done. Go ahead.
So
Go
obviously
ahead, BPat Banks.
I backed Keys in the first round. She got the job done. And then she absolutely bent us over in the second match against Sabalenka.
Yes, sir.
Due in part to Sabalenka having no first serve whatsoever.
None.
But at the same time, Keys, I mean, what she did.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Here's the difference. Sabalenka has no second serve. Like her second serve is just as
Yeah.
like she doesn't switch up her serve. She doesn't go for a slice or a slower serve with a slice like a slice serve or anything like that. Bitch, crazy ass Sabalenka, bro, goes for 2 first serves, bro, and that's the difference. Samsonova had a 50% first serve percentage,
And only
which
double
actually
faulted
might have been
twice.
lower.
Yeah, which is impressive.
Yes, bro. Yes, and like she utilizes a second serve as it is, which is a game changer. I mean, as we saw, only 2 double faults and 0 break points faced. I mean, that is insane. Honestly, that's the difference right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, I actually kind of agree now that Samsonova should be the favorite here. Yeah, Sabalenka kind of, I wouldn't say gave away the match. Keys played a great match. And Keys is really trying to make a statement with how her year's been going pretty bad. She's faced some pretty decent players over the last few months, but didn't really get anything going prior to this tournament. But yeah, I think Samsonova has a really good shot here. The +3 is pretty solid. Money line at plus money. Beating Kudermetova and Vondrusova in straights back to back is far more impressive than I think beating Sabalenka on a bad day. And then going back prior to the clay season, I mean, you look at Samsonova, which I would assume would kind of coordinate with how her serve game is and how she hits the ball. But she was a pretty solid player on hard courts. Didn't do too well on clay courts, but on hard courts, I mean, she was playing against some pretty great opponents and getting the job done fairly convincingly. So I think it's a great pick. I agree.
Yeah, bro, and honestly, I might say I might ditch the games. I mean, she's only catching 3. I think her plus 160 money line. That I mean, fuck, she has I'd say it's a 50-50, and getting plus 160 for a 50-50, that's a lot of value, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I like that a lot. And she's been having a really good tournament. So yeah, let's bring it, Madison Keys. Fuck, little revenge for Team Sabalenka.
I need it. Give it to me.
Hell yes.
All right.
All right, this last one is
one.
low-key a banger. Yeah, low-key a banger, man. Jessica Pegula versus Vika Azarenka. Um, Vika Azarenka, man, when she's playing well, she is so fun to watch, and she really does look unstoppable. Um, Petkovic probably played her best game of the year, and lost in straights. Kerber, honestly, for the most part, played really well. I mean, Kerber, obviously, she won Wimbledon, which is the grass Grand Slam, and she's been, a very successful player on all surfaces,
Mm.
and she has experienced success on grass. And she played a super good game against Azarenka, and it really felt like in the end it wasn't even close. Um, Kerber was up 5-3 in the second set, lost 5-7. Azarenka has been playing super well. She's through to the quarterfinals in singles and the semifinal in doubles with Sabalenka. She's actually carrying Sabalenka's dumb ass. Um, but Pegula, man, I mean, okay, so Pegula versus Pliskova happened 4 times this year. Pegula won every single one. They actually played 3 times in March, Pegula and Pliskova, and Pegula beat her 3 times in March alone this year. Um, Beat her again yesterday. Um, Actually, pretty interesting. All four of the seed, oh, all so the top four seeds who had buys in the first round all lost, which were Andriescu, Svitolina, Sabalenka, and Pliskova. So uh, that those buys really do hurt the players. Um, Pegula did actually lose the first set to Haley Baptiste, this young American player.
Did she? It says
Baptiste.
6-6.
Um,
It was 4-4 in the tiebreak. It looks like, or that's what I'm seeing.
no, she won the tiebreak. Bro, it was mad disrespectful. She won the tiebreak, I think 7-4 or 7-5. Baptiste did,
I'm
and she
not
said,
seeing
"Yep, I'm
that.
out of here." Um,
But continue.
I mean, yeah, not important. Pegula is here. Her game against Pliskova was um not en- not entirely convincing. Now the one thing is that Pegula beat Azarenka this year in the Australian Open. It was their one and only meeting. Pegula won straight 7-5, 6-4. Um, but around that time, Vika wasn't at 100%, and now she looks, she's definitely at 100%, like physically. She's definitely playing and moving well, but she also really seems to be clicking on the grass. Um, and yeah, I wish she was a shorter dog. Um, in all honesty, I think minus 205 might be a touch too much. Um, but minus 3.5 really does seem doable, BPat Banks. It really does. And I like it a lot. I'm honestly a huge fan of Pagula. I know I fade her a lot, and sometimes I probably maybe talk down on her a little bit. But I am actually a huge fan of her. But as a ranking man, the way she's playing, I don't think Pagula covers 3.5.
So you like the -3.5?
I love the minus 3.5 for Vika.
This one's really tough for me. With how like the tournaments have been going, these lines like right around -3.5 and -4 kind of scare me, and these tougher matchups that are harder to kind of like pick a side. Because I mean, Pegula, when she's playing really well, she can hang, and I mean the Pliskova, that one's hard to kind of get a gauge of because Pliskova hasn't been all that impressive. And then like you said, Pegula's beaten her 4 times this year now, which that might have had something to do with how Pliskova came in mentally. Azarenka, has been playing great. I didn't see the Pekovic match. I kind of kept up with the Kerber match today or yesterday, but didn't get to watch it. So, I mean, from what you say, Azarenka's really on her game right now. And I just feel like I can't really pick a side here. I mean, I like Azarenka for sure, -3.5, but if Pegula wins a set, I think it's doable to kind of to cover that +3.5. So I think personally I would stay away from this one, and maybe even potentially look at an over. But that's like super low confidence. There's definitely the possibility for the winner to win in straight. So I don't know, man. This is a tough call for me. It would have been better if we got to see them play in Madrid against each other, which they did play this year. Prior to that, and Pegula won 7-5, 6-4, but I don't know, man. It's tough.
You know what? I just think it's kind of nuts that this line is exactly the same as like Vika Kerber. She was also -3, -3.5. Here she's -3.5, and a slightly larger favorite on the money line. But yeah, honestly, if she covered -3.5 against Kerber, I think she'll definitely do it against Pegula tomorrow. In all honesty, I don't think
Sure.
Pegula knows what she's getting into, to be honest. And before the Kerber game today, in the Discord, I told the guys that I was taking Azarenka's 2-0 for a unit. Just a little sprinkle. It was plus 125. Tomorrow it's plus 110. And I think I'm gonna do that for a unit as well, and take her -3.5 games for 2U. Yeah, I don't think she drops a set. In all honesty, if she didn't drop a set against Petkovic playing her game of the year and then Kerber today, then I don't think good old Jessica Pegula will snag a set.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm really gonna think on this one a lot more, like beyond the podcast, and maybe we'll chit chat after. And maybe you can convince me, but yeah, that wraps up our Berlin matchups. We got 4 more matchups, quarterfinals as well, going on in Birmingham. I love that they're doing all of them on the same day. We don't have to do like 2 matches for each and then 2 matches for each tomorrow, kind of thing. So,
No more days off now.
Yeah, it's great. Do you want to kick us off, or
yes.
what are you thinking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can go straight into it. First game in Birmingham, Coco Vandeweghe versus Marie Buskova. This is a toughie, man. Buskova, she had 2 solid wins against relative no names. So Sue Shea, and then Caro Garcia. I know you're gonna disagree with me saying that Caro Garcia is not a no name.
No, she's dead to me, bro.
No, Buskova certainly made Garcia look like a no-name, beating her 6-3, 6-love. I think Coco Vandeweghe's wins have been more impressive. Taking down Tomjanovic, who really was off her game of the season. We didn't get a chance to talk about Tomjanovic and how she sort of shit the bed against Vandeweghe. She was up a set and then lost the next 2 to Vandeweghe. I mean, credit to Vandeweghe. But that's the thing with Tomjanovic, man. That's why she can never be a top player. She's got a big game, man. A really strong backhand, a good forehand, and decent serves when they hit. But she is so damn inconsistent, man. I don't know what's good with her. I mean, at this point of the career, she should really be like challenging for titles, man. She's got the game for it.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll ever really crack that sort of that top 20 or whatever and become a contender like that. But anyway, Vandeweghe playing well on grass. She played in Nottingham last week. She didn't do much. She didn't advance past the first round, but I think all her matches on grass are every match on grass is beneficial. Even if you lose, having like a couple hours more of like singles matches really makes a difference. I feel like.
Yeah.
Buskova has played some matches as well, but I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying Buskova being a favorite here, just based on who she's beaten. I think Vandeweghe should be the dog here. If she could beat Tomjanovic, I think she'll do it against Buskova, who I feel like is due for a little letdown. I think she might be overvalued for doing Coco Garcia the way she did.
Hey, well, I actually kind of like Vandeweghe here too. Another thing I was looking at was the over. The only thing I just feel like Buskova is playing a good enough game to at least maybe snag a set, and Vandeweghe isn't going to win very dominantly. We've seen that, like, prior to her beating Tomljanovic in 3 sets, the lesser Pliskova beat her 6-4, 7-6, and then Kozlova prior to that 6-4, 6-7, 6-4. So, I mean, a lot of these matches are really tight. And then when Van de Wijk loses, it's like consistently in 3 sets. So, I mean, the over is pretty jacked up here. It's at 22, and I think that's because Vegas knows that this could potentially go 3 sets. And they're making it so where like you have to bet on that basically. But yeah, I like Van de Wijk here as well. I think beating Tomljanovic is a big statement win, as opposed to Buskova playing against like Garcia and Sueche, 2 players that like have moments of brilliance but really aren't consistently great. So I agree with you. I think there's some value here with her as the dog at plus 105 for Van de Wijk.
Yeah, I like it. It's always nice to be on a plus money side. They'll probably all outplay. I'm pretty happy with the value as well. I think it might be close, like you said. The over might be a good play, but if I'm not too high units wise on a money line, I won't want to fuck with anything else. I'll just be hoping to get it. We'll probably play Coco for 1 unit. But yeah, I think she has a chance. A good value pick, and she definitely has a better resume. So let's get her.
Yeah. All right, what's up next?
Yes, sir. What's up next is another underdog upset. We got Daria Kasatkina versus Martincova. Martincova played really well last week and this week. Last week in Nottingham, she lost to Stojanovic, but Stojanovic really was having the best couple games of her season so far, in my opinion. Sort of unlucky that she had to face a super hot player. It wasn't really close. It was 6-2, 6-4 for Stojanovic. But Stojanovic was honestly spitting that day, and I saw a lot of good from Martincova. I know it's not reflected in the scoreboard, but her performance this week in Birmingham definitely backed it up. She came through qualies. Her win against Ostapenko was really, really impressive. She won a first set tiebreak. It was honestly a really close match. She won the first set tiebreak, dropped the second set 6-4 after being up 4-2 in the second set. But then came back and won the decider 6-2. I think that's a really, really solid win. Kasatkina did beat Kostyuk, that's in pretty good form, and beat Herzog in 3 sets. Came from a set and a break behind, and won in 3 sets against Herzog, and sort of routine win against Kostyuk in straights. I don't know, man. I think those are, impressive that Kasatkina beat 2 decent-ish players with ease in the end, especially against Kostyuk. But maybe we should raise some questions to Kostyuk's game on grass, because she hasn't really been anywhere near as good as when we've last seen her in her last couple matches in the French Open. But yeah, once again, man, Martincova +4. I think that's just ridiculous. That's a ridiculous line. She's gonna be one of the dogs in my underdog money line parlay. Definitely recommend sprinkling the +230 money line, and those +4 games, man. I will very happily take those. Even if she doesn't win, Martincova +4, like, I need that. I need some of that.
I really don't think that Martincova will beat Kasatkina. I personally lean a little bit towards the -4, and what scares me is that today I played 2 -4 plays, lost both, and then also backed a player who was -4 as a money line, and they lost. So I'm like, this is what everything's kind of jumbled to me, but I just think that Martincova, her only good win on grass so far was today, and it was against a player that's super inconsistent like Ostapenko. Ostapenko had 9 double faults, and 58% first serve percentage, just didn't play all that great. And and Ostapenko is the type of player to win dominantly in the first round and then lose in straights in the second round on a consistent basis, going all the way back to the beginning of the year. So, I mean, I don't think that any of Martinsova's other wins are all that impressive. I mean, 6-3, 6-4 against Stosur was like she covered the under, which is what we played, but realistically, that's not a great win against a player who's really not good at all. She should have absolutely dominated for the level of play that she should be playing at. I think Kasatkina really showed that she can like beat good opponents, and I think regardless of Kostyuk maybe not being ready for the grass court, Kostyuk had 0 double faults, and Kasatkina still was able to kind of dominate the match. And then against Herzog, Kasatkina had 6 double faults. Like her serve wasn't all that, but I mean she still won pretty convincingly after losing the first set. I know that 4 games is a lot, but I think I like her to win by at least 4 games personally. I think she will win the match. I don't see any shot for Martinsova, to be completely honest with you.
All right, big bet. I'm glad we're recording this.
So you can try to put me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I won't. Martinsova will though. No, I'm just not buying Kasatkina, man. She really has no power, and I'm surprised she survived. Kostyuk, to be honest.
She did more than survive.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes. I don't know, man. Not buying it. I'm really not buying it. I think the -4 spread in her favor is a bit of an overreaction, I think. And oof, yeah, I don't know. I'll talk to you when Martinsova wins.
Yeah, right. Martinsova ain't winning, big dog.
All right,
Hate to break it to you. If she does, I'm done capping tennis or done playing it.
All right, all right. Moving on to the third game in Birmingham. We have another underdog upset. It's Anastasia Potapova versus Ons Jabeur. To talk a little bit about Ons Jabeur, man. So I'm saying she sucks. I think this is a more appropriate use of the word. She's barely survived Leila Annie quirky ass Fernandez. I mean, I was watching that game and I had no bets on the game, and I was just annoyed, man. I was annoyed at how bad Ons Jabeur is. Potapova now has beat Mladenovic in straights, who is a bit of a bum.
Yeah,
kind of inconsistent. But she's been having a decent-ish start. I mean, definitely better than decent-ish. She's been having a pretty solid start to the grass season, and her sexy ass lost in straights to Potapova. And Potapova also pretty crazy come from behind win against who was it?
Stojanovic,
yes, who also had a pretty solid start. Is also a bit of a bum, but had a decent to pretty good start to the grass season as well. Ons, on the other hand, has looked horrible. Whereas, nothing justifies Ons being a 4-game favorite here as well. I mean, that blows my mind probably even more than the Martinsova one. I'm looking at Potapova +4. I'm looking at her +205 money line, because
I think you've lost it with these money line plays, because
Jabeur. Listen, doesn't. I'll talk about my parlay.
Okay,
in the end.
okay,
I'll
okay,
talk
okay.
about my parlay in the end.
Okay. Do you want?
But yeah, no, that's all I got. Like the value, the value is all on Potapova +4 games. That's just a stupid number, to be honest.
I think it's justified.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that Potapova's 2 wins are not all that impressive, considering Mladenovic is like either a decent player or a bum. Like she doesn't really show out or that type of thing. I mean, Potapova is definitely playing better than she has all season. Stojanovic, that win was kind of like it really grindy against a player that Jabeur is much better than. I think you're like it's a little bit of an overreaction thinking that Potapova can beat Jabeur based off of today's performance against Fernandez. Regardless of how it went down, Jabeur wins matches, and like I don't see any value on Potapova's money line. I do see value on the +4. Just seeing today that Jabeur is vulnerable, but that being said, I'm probably not going to play it, but I would lean Jabeur -4. Sorry, big dog, but I just think that she rarely, and I mean rarely, plays back-to-back like bum matches. Looking back, like further back in the year, like she'll win a match in 3 sets, and then the next match she'll come out and win like pretty convincingly. So I mean, I don't think I'm gonna end up playing this match. I may consider like a this goes completely against you, but like a Kazatkina Jabeur money line parlay or something like that. But overall, I'm probably gonna fade this.
I would love to be your book tomorrow, man.
Bruh, come on now.
I would love to be your book tomorrow. I might. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Look. No, man. I'm just talking shit, but I think these spreads are definitely inflated. I mean, you said it yourself. The -4s just haven't been covering like that, and most of them haven't even been winning. I mean, only just today, Kudermetova -4 straight up lost the match. Ostapenko -4 straight up lost the match. Jabeur -4. God damn,
Finished
didn't
even.
go anywhere near covering that number, and
Yeah.
barely won the match. Yeah, no. These spreads, bro. Yeah.
I mean, I said I'm not confident in this -4 at all. That's just a very, very small lean. I'm going to end up fading this match, but I don't see Jabeur losing.
Bet. Super glad we're recording this.
All right.
It just blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. If she struggled against Leila Annie, the quirky-ass Fernandez, Potapova's going to give it to her, bro. She can...
Potapova's shown nothing to prove that. So far, nothing to earn.
She's gonna outpower and outhit.
I know this is a different surface, but look at hold on. Look at Potapova's last match prior to Birmingham. Do you see it?
Yep.
6-2, 6-1, Leila Fernandez.
Bro, she was dealing with injury since what's it called?
Okay, but this is 2 weeks later. Am I supposed to believe that she's fully recovered?
All right, look at the one against Mladenovic in Madrid. How about that?
Yeah, but this is a completely different surface.
Potapova is back.
Mladenovic is not a consistent player, though. Or not a consistent... Yeah, she's not.
No, Potapova's back, bro. I'm telling you, she's
You're
here
crazy.
and she's gonna stay here.
And she's gonna lose in straights. I'm sorry.
Yo, what if I told you she wins this Birmingham joint?
She's gonna lose in straights tomorrow. What do you mean?
Okay, nice. Okay, so this last one is actually where I'm super torn. I'm super torn on this last one. We got Heather Watson versus the love of my life, Donna Vekic. We actually did get a chance to hang out last night. It went pretty well.
Oh my god!
She called me after her match and said she was trying to chill. At first, I told her I was kind of busy, but then I told her she should slide. We ended up talking for a little bit, talk some tennis, watch some tennis. Yeah, but anyway, so she's how big of a favorite is she? She is
3.5.
3.5 games, and yo, this is tricky, man. I think this should be a lot closer to even. In all honesty, Watson kind of got lucky. Zhang retired against her last match. Even though Watson went 4-1 up, double break.
She was up 5-2.
Zhang retired right after that. She was up 5-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, she was about to be serving for this. I don't. I think she was a double breakup. Might have been one break.
I could check
But
for you real
anyway,
quick
she
while you
was.
talk.
Yeah, she was definitely getting after Zhang.
Yeah, she was up a double
And yeah,
break.
Watson. She's not a newbie. Yeah, man, she was sticking it to her. Harriet Watson. Sorry, Heather. Fuck, Heather Watson. Has faced Vekic three times on the tour level. She's won two of those matches. Um, last last meeting, Watson won. It was 3 years ago. Um, I believe they've never played on grass
Yeah, no, they
before.
haven't.
I think I think all three of those matches were hard court. I
One
think.
was hard, one was indoor
And
hard, and one was clay.
okay, Charleston was all right. That's green clay, right? Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, look, I'm kind of scared to back Beckett here. I would never fade her. Um, I would never fade her. Honestly, I didn't even want to play her against Georgie. Honestly, the correct play on that match was either Georgie or pass, but I ended up playing Beckett. Don't want to say I got lucky, but yeah, she played good, man. She played good. She's not 100%, and I don't think um this minus 205, minus 210 makes sense, to be honest. Having said that, um, if I'm being totally honest, there is value on Watson plus 3.5. If this goes to three sets, there is a very good chance that covers. Watson could win straight up, obviously, in straights or even in three. Um, I would say the best play, the best two plays, I guess, to make on this match would be the over and Watson plus 3.5 games. I personally will not be playing either because if I can't back Vekic, I'm not gonna play it. I can't do it. I would love to see Vekic win though, um, but I don't know.
Fair. I uh
Yeah,
I personally kind of like Watson, like you were saying, the plus 3.5. I mean, if we were looking at the plus 4, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. Because 3.5, obviously, if Vekic wins in straights for some reason, I think that will more than likely cover the minus 3.5. But I think Watson is really like proven to be like a pretty solid player at the moment. Going up 5-2 on Zhang. When Zhang, I assumed would win that match potentially in straights. I mean, and then beating Golubic, who isn't super consistent, but when she's on her game is actually a pretty decent player. Um, so I mean, I think there's definitely some value here with Watson. Vekic had that nice comeback against Georgie, her, and then the other matches are kind of hard to read off of because she played against Jones, who I honestly didn't even know who that was. Lost to Stojanovic, like the majority of people we've been seeing in this tournament. Lost to Stojanovic in the last tournament. And then in Nottingham, Watson lost to Bolter in straights. So, I mean, nothing really to compare the two as far as, I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I think Watson's comeback win over Golubic is a little more impressive than Bekic's comeback win against Georgie. But it'll be tight. I agree it should be closer to a pick'em. But I think there is value on Watson, like you said, at the plus 3.5.
yeah. This is probably the one match that I'm 100% not gonna play to start. If Vekic trails or her money line becomes attractive at any point, or if she drops the first set, I will definitely look into backing her for sure. So yeah. I think that just about wraps up the WTA side of things for tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Quarterfinals, both in Birmingham and Berlin.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, how do you feel now? Better? I know it's a start. You were a bit
um, I mean, better,
you know,
but not sold on where my head's at.
not
Um,
convinced. Halfway
yeah,
there at least, or closer.
definitely in a better state than I was prior to us starting. But I mean,
Oh
it's
yes, bro.
I think one thing that's kind of like still holding me back a little bit is the draw for these tournaments. I mean, there's some good players, but it's not like an RG. It's not like a Madrid. So it's not really like, I don't know. it's not the same. I think as we get closer to like Wimbledon and stuff, I'll feel a little more confident, and as I see a little bit more of the grass play. But as far as picks go tomorrow, I may keep it kind of tight, keep it small, not risk too much, and like maybe kind of wait these two tournaments out and then go from there. I don't know. I'm still.
Yeah, there will be one more tournament that will start on Monday. Um, as usual. So for next week, there's going to be, I believe, one WTA tournament, which is Eastbourne, and that'll be the last, essentially last warm up, little tournament, before Wimbledon. I don't know how many of the current chicks, are going to be playing in Wimbledon, or sorry, in Eastbourne as well. I feel like most of them, already played in, Nottingham as well. So for a lot of chicks, this is their last little, go around before, going to Wimbledon. So I definitely noticed that a lot of these chicks are, taking it more seriously than in comparison to the chicks, from last week, and definitely more than the men's. I'm not convinced that a lot of these men are even trying at all whatsoever, honestly. I mean, Federer definitely wasn't against FAA. Um,
I mean, you don't know that. I wouldn't say he wasn't trying.
I mean, he was struggling, but he didn't look too bothered. You know, I mean, it's Federer, for fuck's sake. I don't know though. I don't know. I mean, I guess his is a special case. He's maybe trying to preserve himself for, Wimbledon. No need to go all out, I guess. At ATP Halle when you got Wimbledon in 2 weeks. But I don't know, man. From what I've seen, definitely the chicks in Berlin are getting after it. And I all eight, girls in both tournaments, I feel like, have been taking this seriously because, they've all played well except for Ons, obviously. I mean, she's losing tomorrow, so it doesn't really
That's
matter.
cap, bro. That's
Um,
cap.
but yeah, so this little underdog money line parlay that I've been, talking up, this entire podcast, it's plus 2,500 odds. I put 50 on it, which wins me, 1.25k, 1,258. And it's only a three-teamer. So this is who I got in there. And, if you want to do a round robin, that'd be cool because two of these chicks are definitely gonna win, if not all three of them. They're Martinsova versus Kasatkina,
Nope.
Potapova versus Ons,
Nope.
and Ludmilla versus Madison Keys. At least two are gonna win.
I think
Um,
Samsonova is the only one that's gonna win out of that. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, all three are going to, bro.
You have lost it.
No, I haven't.
I don't know.
The opposite of lost it. I found it. I got it.
Okay. Um, this is
Yeah.
kind of a little bit off topic. I don't know when this article was posted, but it's looking at the entry list for Eastbourne. Um,
Yeah.
And I don't-
Mendoza's playing. That's all I know.
I see Sabalenka, Kenin, Svitolina, Andreescu, Swiatek, Pliskova, Bencic, Mertens, Bertens, Konta, Vondrousova, Rebekina, Martic, Keys, Goff, Jabor, Kudermetova, Kontaveit, Pavlyuchenkova, Badosa. So, I mean, it's pretty stacked, to be honest. And it says alternatives include, like, Anisimova, Kuznetsova, Wang, Kazatkina, Vekic. So, I mean, we could be looking at a solid draw, especially for these players
Yeah,
that are, like, trying to get some play in before Wimbledon.
yeah, definitely. I know a lot of the chicks in Berlin. This is their first, week, so yeah, I definitely expect most of them to be, in Eastbourne, next week. Did that list have Badosa on there?
Yeah. Yeah, I named it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's, that might be a correct list because she only recently, accepted. So, she sort of accepted that after, RG. She still hasn't played on any grass. So yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of, some of those players haven't too. I think like Hennen. Um, I mean Svitolina really hasn't played on grass yet. What she did against Alexandrova, that wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
pretty great draw to see though. Like going into a Grand Slam, I think I'll enjoy that draw a little bit more than I am these. It scares me though, especially with these grass courts for sure. Definitely need to do some more research on the style of game that these girls play.
Oh man, Eastbourne's gonna be litty, bro. It's yeah.
All right,
Bro,
well,
the British grass, bro, is just amazing, man. I mean, so aesthetically pleasing, bro. I mean, the Berlin Stadium's cool with the red seats and that, but like Nottingham, Birmingham, and then Eastbourne next week, bro. That grass just hits different. And then obviously Wimbledon, right? I
yeah.
mean, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be good, very good.
All right. Well, that wraps up our episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got some more stuff coming your way. I'll be in a better mindset for sure going forward. I'm sure Safe will make sure of that. But yeah, we got a big tournament coming in Eastbourne with a pretty solid draw, followed by Wimbledon. So be ready for a lot of content, guys. I'm sure we're gonna be pumping out episodes once Wimbledon rolls around. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. As always, make sure you follow us on Twitter to find our picks. We post those daily, as well as in the Bearded Betters Discord run by the OG Corey Crone. So check that out. Link in the description. And come chat with us in there. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will be back. Jabor and Kazatkina are winning tomorrow. Best of luck, everybody. Peace out.
See you guys. Fuck you, Coco Golf. Let's go Nets.
Hawks in 6.